guys, Steph here. Okay, so again I'm trying some different lighting. I've got an LED video light up there and I've got an LED video light up there, so let's see if it makes any difference. Now, for you regular viewers that watch my videos on a regular basis, you would have seen a couple of pens in my recent pen haul. The first one being this one here. You can see, there you go, it's a lovely pen as always, with a lot of these, a little bit tired, so it needs a little bit of work doing to it. And also this pen here, as you can see, well, they look very similar, and they just need a little bit of TLC. So after a little bit of TLC, here are the pens in question. Hey, aren't they lovely? Now, if you look at these two pens, first of all, let me take you straight to the sort of the model of the pens. There you go. So, as I say, I'm trying a little bit of different lighting, so first time I'm hoping you can see that. You'll see that they both are a SM1-60. Okay, so you've got the model numbers on the bottom of the barrel there, as we said, SM1-60. So the SM, in my opinion, stands for Swan Minor. The 60, nice and simple, indicates that they're actually black, and they've got these lovely sort of lines running down the length of the pen, well, of both pens, as you can see there. Now, although the pens basically look very, very similar, i.e. the size of both pens capped is 134mm capped, around the barrel of both pens around about 10mm in diameter. Now, the first thing you'll notice a difference, nice and simple. One of them is a clipless fountain pen, and you can see with the other one here we've got this nickel Swan ball clip, as you can see there. Okay, so that's the first difference. To the very top there you can see they've got the Swan logo. The one on the left there, that's the original sort of highlight. On the right, the highlight was sort of missing, so what I've actually done is enameled it. You can see it's a lot better now, highlighted. Now, although both of the pens, i.e. SM standing for Swan Minor, if I actually take you to the barrel imprint, and there they are. Okay, let's keep it sort of nice and still. To the top there you'll see it says Swan and then it says Minor, whereas the bottom one you can see it says Self Filler, and then underneath they've both got the sort of Mabie Todd and Company, made in England. But there you go, we've got the same pen but slightly different. The top one, as I said, the imprint reads Minor, and the bottom one reads Self Filler. Now, we all know that the Self Filler in this particular case means that it's a lever fill fountain pen, and you'll see there that both of the levers there are in what we term as ebonite or hard rubber. Now, I don't know if you can see on the previous sort of little bits of a video, these were quite discoloured because they are, as I say, ebonite. We've cleaned them, polished them, and they're looking lovely and black now. So there we go, it's so slight confusion. So it's difficult enough trying to find out, well, the model numbers of all the Swan Mabie Todd pens, because they came in lots of different models and colours, etc. Incidentally, these Swan Minor pens or self fillers in this particular SM series, came in lots and different colours, some with clips, some with cap bands, and then you had the SM2 series, which simply meant that it had a gold plated trim, or a clip if you like. So the reason to make this video was quite and simple, to say that yeah, we've got two pens that are pretty well identical, but for some reason they're not. Both are the same models, both are same sort of black chasing pattern with these lines running the length of the caps. Both are in excellent condition, haven't been fully restored. We've put new sacks in the pens. So let's take this one first, and again, just to confirm, we've got the Swan self filler. If we take the cap off for you, show you the pen in a couple of different angles. Let's take you straight to the section, and if I twirl it round somewhere, I don't know, is it there? Okay, you'll see it says Swan and then M1. So again, we've got this Swan and the the sort of MB minor, and then in this particular case here we've got a Swan number 2 nib. Now this slightly different because I believe the SM1 had the number 1 nib, so this may have been a replacement nib sometime in the past, or even when it was actually manufactured they may have had these nibs in, so they put the number 2 nib. The feed there, you can see underneath, once again it's got Swan and then is it SM or M1, again indicating it's the minor. So everywhere it's indicating, again on the section, on the feed, etc., M1. Okay, so then if we put the cap back on this one and then get the second one, take the cap off, once again give you a couple of twirls, pop the cap down for now. Once again, if we look at the section there, it's got Swan, is it M1 again? There we go. And in this particular case we've got a Swan number 1 nib, looking very nice indeed. This one looks to be an oblique nib, so we'll find out in a moment, but it's a number 1 nib, which is the correct nib for this model. There's the feed underneath again, everything thoroughly cleaned as always. Okay, as I said, we've put new sacks in the pen, and once again there you can see Swan, is it M1, indicating there it's a Swan minor. So that's the reason I wanted to do this particular review, is to show you, there we go, to show you two pens which pretty well are absolutely identical, apart from one indicates it's a Swan minor and one is a self filler, but everywhere else it's got the M1 or the minor sort of imprint on the section, on the feed. So a little bit confusing. Anybody know why? Why is one a Swan minor and one is a self filler, although they're exactly the same pen? Now, because this particular one has actually been reserved, it's found a new home, so what we're going to do is get this in the post to the new owner. The second one here, yep, this will be looking for a new home. But what we'll do, let's just give it a quick writing sample. It'd be interesting to see how they actually write. So let's try this one first. We're just going to do a dip test. I'm going to leave the pleasure of filling the pen to the new owner. So what we've got is a Swan self self-filler. This one made in England, and made in England, well, both of the pens I'm dating around about the 1930s. Writing very nicely indeed. There's a slight, just a little bit of variation, as you can see there. I wouldn't actually call it a fully flexed nib, but writing very nicely indeed. So let's bring a little bit of tissue. We'll clean that after the video, and again, as I say, this will be ready to go to the new owner. And then we've got the Swan Minor, which is a clipless model. Now this one I think might have an interesting nib, because as I say, it looked like it had an oblique nib. So what we've got is a Swan Minor made, let's just give it another dip, made in England. Both pens writing very nicely. But this one, like I say, let's give it another dip. Okay, so there, yeah, I mean it's actually got a there we go. It's got a lovely nib on it. Let's give it a wipe. Pop the cap on. So the two different nibs, you can see this one's writing, I would say maybe with a fine, maybe to medium line, and then the other one, the Swan Minor, has got a slight, well, it's an oblique nib. It's got a little bit of flex with it as well, so it's writing with a nice line variation. Okay, so there we have it. Let's leave it at that, and there we have it. Two lovely pens, two Swan Mabie Todd pens made in England, look identical but slightly different. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at the video as much as I enjoy showing them to you, or showing to you these pens. Don't forget, leave a comment down below. Don't be shy, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget, just below there, give the video a thumbs up if you will, because I believe it helps me somehow. But for now, I'm just going to say Slavo Ukraini, and from me and these two gorgeous pens, I'm just going to say bye bye for now.